let's take a look at a few of O'Keeffe's paintings. This is a picture of O'Keeffe, of Georgia O'Keeffe, in New Mexico when she lived when she was older, and she did a lot of painting there. And I want to look at some of her flower paintings. Now, her flower paintings, she started when she was in New York and continued when she moved to New Mexico. But I wanted to start by taking a look at the scale. So scale, oops, sorry. Scale is how large something is. And so when we're talking about sculptures, we're talking about how big or small they are. But these were really big canvases. They might take up a whole wall. And when we take a look at this Morning Glory, that's the name of this white flower here. When we take a look at this Morning Glory, instead of using the page to show lots and lots of little flowers, she really takes up the whole page. It goes actually off the canvas. You can see that up here, it goes off, it goes off, it goes off. It touches all four sides. And so in a little bit, we're going to do our own flower drawings. And when we go to do our own flower drawings, that's something I want you to try, is to try to make it really, really big. And O'Keeffe did that for a few reasons. But one of the reasons is that she wanted you to really look at something in a new way, and she wanted to kind of make something that we all know a little more abstract. She liked abstract art, she made abstract art, and this is a way of kind of taking things that we're all familiar with and kind of making them a little more abstract. I also want you to look at her line work here. Look at the way that she uses lots of organic lines. You remember that organic lines are curved or natural lines as opposed to geometric, which are straight or angled or diagonals, very like hard lines. These are very soft. All of her lines, even this one that's straight, has a little bit of a curve in it. Even these ones here, they move up, and you can kind of see in the background that she sort of swirls around. We're going to be using a lot of organic lines when we make our pictures too. In this poppy, we see again that she uses her scale. Her poppy is so big, it takes up the whole painting. It actually goes off the page here. We don't see the whole thing. And when we think about those organic lines, again, we see kind of the curve of the petals here and how wavy they are against the white of the background. And we also take a look at the emphasis. The emphasis is the thing that you look at the most important part. And I would argue in this one that it's the center of this poppy, that we have all these reds and oranges and all these warm colors around the petals, and then the black in the middle kind of draws our eye in. Here's another Morning Glory, just like we saw in the first one. But in the first one, you can see it's kind of tilted up to the side. And this one, we're looking right in the center. And while the flower doesn't go off the edge of the page, it goes right up to the edge. And the leaves go off the edge of the page. Now, in this one, I would think that the emphasis is right here in the middle of the painting. We can see how those flower stamens point right into a circle right here in the middle. And so do all these curved lines for the petals. They point in, they point in, they point in. And I think that really makes the emphasis right here. But we see big, big, big flower with petals behind it. And then really nice organic curved lines that kind of swirl around. And the leaves do that too. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Even the color back here, you can see in the background, is very swirly. Here's another poppies. And here we have two flowers. Sometimes she would combine a couple together. But again, we have big, big, big flowers, curved organic lines, emphasis here in the middles of the flowers. And finally, I just wanted to show you real quick one of her landscapes. We won't be doing landscapes. We'll be doing a flower picture. But this is the mountain outside of her house in New Mexico. And you can see that even in her landscape, she's using a lot of organic lines and scale. The mountain takes up the whole page. It goes right off the edge. It's the most important thing. So in a minute, I'm gonna have you grab a piece of paper and a pencil. And if you want to, you can grab a flower from outside. I'm gonna go in my backyard and grab a flower. If you don't have access to flowers, I'm gonna have plenty of pictures of flowers down in the bottom. You can pick one of those to draw from. So go ahead and grab yourself a pencil, grab a piece of paper, and if you want to, go pick a flower out of the yard.